So, almost every other video I see on YouTube these days is about productivity. About how doing more of some things is good and how we all have to try very hard to make the most out of our time. And so, we all join in the race to be faster, more efficient, and less lazy. But when I looked deeper, I saw some real issues with it. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about it. The first is, it assumes everyone is the same. This world of productivity where these online gurus are telling you to act a certain way, to set up systems and processes and motivations in place to make the most out of your time, don't really take into consideration that all of our situations are different. Some of us don't have the luxury to run multiple side hustles along with having a full-time job. Plus, they present a very one-sided picture where it seems that these people just work all day. When in reality, they might be having full-fledged teams to support their efforts, or even take vacations to decompress from all this work pressure. And I don't think that's talked about enough. Second, it focuses too much on tools and techniques. These online productivity gurus will tell you that there are tips, tricks, and hacks to almost everything that you feel unmotivated to do, which might lead to some of us not really listening to our body or ourselves, that might be trying to tell us something much more than not enjoying or willing to do the work at hand. Someone feeling low and unmotivated to work does not necessarily mean that they are not being productive or they are procrastinating work. It could also be that their workplace is toxic and maybe they need to have an honest conversation with themselves or their seniors about this thing. Someone feeling lonely and unable to concentrate on work might need to talk to a friend versus putting on some music and forcing oneself to focus on the task at hand. Or if someone is feeling tired, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are not eating right. It might also be that their body is telling them to slow the fuck down. But there's no room for all of these things. These are all big issues, but the world of productivity does not take these factors into consideration. And most importantly, there is not enough conversation about purpose. Sure, we can use all the tools, techniques, and motivations to get some work done, but it doesn't really matter if we are working on the wrong things altogether. There isn't enough conversation about what are the things that we need to work on. Everybody is just focused on climbing the ladder, instead of first asking if we are even leaning against the right wall. And all of these strategies make us want to work harder towards something. And even if that thing is very meaningful, you cannot let your entire life be about work. It's just not sustainable. Being productive doesn't mean making more space to work more. Being productive means that you are being efficient with your time so that you can make room for other things, namely health and your relationships. But there isn't enough conversation about it. I think it was Toggle Track's tagline which said, "Productivity tracker for less work, not overwork." Fits the context just right. The fourth is distrusting ease. So this whole world of YouTube productivity makes you believe that the only way to reach your goals is through back-breaking, endless, exhaustive work. It distrusts ease of any form. Easy money? No, that's not the route. Easy work? No, that's not the route. Easy life?
No, God!
In the long run, to make something truly enjoyable, ease is the only way. It is when we let go of trying to be productive or putting in efforts into something that we truly get into the flow state, where we become one with the moment, where effort happens, but it doesn't feel like effort at all, and things automatically work out. In this channel, I have talked a lot about the law of reversed effect and how the more you try to do something, the farther it goes. The more you chase somebody you're attracted to, the farther that person goes. The more you try to sleep, the more difficult it gets to doze off. Which brings me to the last point, getting in your own way. This online world of productivity has made us obsessed with the idea that we need to push our limits. And in the attempt of doing so, a lot of insecure overachievers among us fail to make progress. Because we get in our own way. Instead of letting something just happen, we try to make it work faster and instead stall our progress. I have mentioned this in some of my other YouTube videos as well, how when I just started doing business, I tried to put in more efforts than necessary and actually got in my own way. I followed up with my clients more number of times than was necessary, which got them to believe that I was maybe too desperate for the job and I actually lost it. Putting in more efforts does not always necessarily get you results faster. Overstressing definitely does not. Things happen in their own time. You have to most importantly learn to enjoy the process and have fun along the way. And remember, the way we do things is as important as what we are trying to achieve. And I think that this whole productivity narrative is getting us to focus more on the outcomes versus enjoying the process itself. Now, if you want to understand how all of this works and what is the law of reversed effects, then you should definitely consider checking out my video here. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm Rig, and I'll see you here.